A Journey into the Unknown. Chapter 1. This is a continuation of A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love, each one approximately 20 years apart. The purpose of this book is to dispel myths and misunderstanding, as well as to break new ground. This scribe has misunderstood his purpose, as have many of you. This is a testament to willpower and perseverance in the pursuit of the Christed life and all things on the spiritual path. Let us begin. I am the one you have known as Jesus Christ. I am the author of the previously mentioned books, as well as this manuscript for a forthcoming epic. This scribe was selected for this project before he came to earth and awakened. It is time that he knows the truth about himself and that the readers enjoy the fruits of this shared venture. We in the spiritual realm have longed to see humanity develop past fear, animosity, and hatred. Our efforts have not gone unnoticed. There is a great wave of resistance to the Great Awakening, and this has made the job harder than it already was. Much has been said about the existence of evil. While it is certainly true that evil does not exist on any level, it certainly seems to exist here. We will explore this concept of negative energy and how it manifests. It has been a great stumbling block to so many of you. How can God be so vicious to God? What role does the soul play throughout a person's life? Is the world even real at all? Why have we awakened so many of your mind-body vehicles? And for what purpose? What's next in the evolution of the soul? Let's start there, because that is the most fundamental question. Souls are actually in constant development. They start out in perfect seed form, but that's it. They are referred to as micro droplets of God energy or source energy. Can a person with only an egoic operating system and a micro droplet of God energy not be in control of the messes he makes? It's a surefire bet that disaster will follow. Multiply by billions of souls who are here at any given time, and you get the picture. Their selfishness and desire to look out for number one has led us to our current predicament. And yet hope springs eternal, because those truly committed souls who have embarked on this path have changed things here. Their souls have grown leaps and bounds from micro droplets to full-bodied energy sources themselves. They feed those around them by their mere presence. What will happen next is not for the faint-hearted. The plan is coming into full fruition. We started in A Course in Miracles with introducing basic concepts about human psychology. It was an attempt to crack the shell and broaden horizons, reconnect the human experiences to the bigger picture, and grow souls at the same time. This book started a revolution in human development, but it was so misunderstood by so many. There are many books to help readers understand it. But how do you know if they themselves are really in the know? or are merely attempting to push a particular point of view. The newest version of A Course in Miracles is at its purest and most unadulterated form. It needs no further clarification, nor does it attempt to lead readers astray. Certain souls need information to be presented in that manner, especially those with a Judeo-Christian background. The second book in this seminal trilogy is called A Course of Love. It angered those who thought they had the whole thing figured out. It moved from being mind-based to heart-based. It's a modern-day New Testament, a freedom from the regimen, and some say tyranny, of doing lessons every day for years and decades. A practice that only served to dilute the basic messages of the first volume. So here we are in 2020, 54 years after we started, and there are still so many questions about what to do with this revealed knowledge. This is where this book hopes to take its readers, on a journey into uncharted territory. This is a continuation of A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love, a journey into the unknown. Chapter 2. Beginnings are difficult, and endings even more so. How do you finish a popular trilogy that has this much significance to the world? Not that most people in the world have read or even heard of these books. But these books have prepared a small group for leadership in changing the course of the world. The world, you see, is not just a projection from one wayward mind. It is much more complicated than that. In the beginning, before the thought of a material world even came into being, there was an intention. The intention to create a place, and to create many places and worlds where love could be experienced in a 3D manner. This intent was all of ours. Not one microdroplet was being bad or wanted to be separate for its own evil or selfish purposes. We were all in for the most expansive and illustrative project that had ever been conceived. Imagine the excitement of creating both animal and human bodies as well as plant forms and all types of matter. You, my dear friends, were all involved in the earliest stages of the creation of Mother Earth. This, of course, was way before any of us came here to experience being in form. You have actually been a plant. You have been many different animal species. You have swum in the ocean as a dolphin and flown in the sky as a bird. You have hunted, eaten, and been hunted and been eaten. This process went on so many times before we were collectively ready to take on a project as complex and complicated as becoming humanoid figures, with their complex and individual needs, and of course, their equally complex operating systems, egos. You have done it all, my friends. You have seen life through so many lenses. You have been a mother, a father, and a wayward teen. You have crashed the family car and paid the price. You have killed and been killed. out of anger, and out of circumstances that seemed out of your control. You have been the victor in a fight and the meek one in the corner. You have helped raise children, either directly or indirectly. You have been the president of a company and the janitor of one. You have been both sexes and all races, speaking every language known to mankind. Each microdroplet or soul has not done all of this, but we have accomplished it collectively. Because, as you know, we all swim in the same ocean. We are one being, and we are one consciousness, while also being the many within the one. We are both. It is not either or. It is literally true here. You are not having a weird type of hallucination, as some would lead you to believe. My point is that some have led you astray by taking words that appear in both A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love out of context. The world, all worlds, are filled with meaning and great, tremendous purpose and possibilities. They are not meaningless places that appear in the mind of a wayward soul who is having a bizarre hallucination where other people come and go at your whimsy. Our job collectively, and we truly are a collective energy, is to experience the world in a real way by understanding our connectedness to each other and to our divinity. We are microdroplets of something, and that something is the great and mysterious creator of it all, who is literally in all, because it cannot be any other way. Chapter 3. The existence of evil here on earth is a concept that is hard to grasp, even for us. The things that fear causes people to do cause fear to grow. Once it left the bottle, it permeated the landscape. It caused lives to be shortened and changed, forever altered. It affects the young and the old alike. One thing after another, day after day, year after year, the effects of fear cause even the saints to tremble, to lock their doors and watch their backs. It is your constant companion. None of us anticipated just how much fear would manifest here when we all started to venture away from home and test out the waters. You are terrified of each other's masks, anger, and behavior, and justifiably so. The question is how to be of service to spirit, to your soul, and to each other despite difficult conditions. You have been told in prior texts to not see or deny appearances. How do you protect yourself around the drug-addled, mentally ill, potentially violent who roam your street looking for their next fix? These questions are why so many have questioned the validity of A Course in Miracles and A Course of Love. You are not projecting guilt onto your brother when you see him act out of his pain. Just know that he or she is experiencing misery from their own thoughts about themselves. Underneath, they are just like you, and will have the same level of maturity of spirit one day. For now, bless everyone you see and follow your heart if you are called to do more. Deny the seemingly tragic aspects of the shadow you see. Know that the power within each of you can perform miracles. And advance your brothers and sisters with your mere presence. Don't be afraid to go to the bad parts of town. This is where your blessings are most needed. You will always be protected when you do God's work. That's what you're here for. There is no other reason. You are each done with your selfish goals, or you wouldn't have awakened and read these and other spiritual books, looking for a way to be here and to be of service to the world. Silently blessing everyone you see and meet, everyone you come across, is the way of Mary that was introduced in the second volume. This is what we need all of you to do. Don't turn your back and pretend that the need isn't there because of karma or because you're not really seeing your brother or sister's pain. Wake up and know that in this temporary, illusionary place, that what your eyes and ears show you is real, and that your spiritual power is needed. You are here on this earth to perform miracles through intentional blessing, through dutiful prayer. When you are led to action, whether it is a kind word or something more, you are involved in the way of Jesus. Individual acts of violence, murders, mass shootings, and terrorism are signs of the times. Don't bury your head in the sand and pretend that they aren't happening. See these things, but see through them. And know that they were allowed to happen to certain individuals directly and certain individuals indirectly for a higher purpose. But they remain tragic events with long-lasting effects, even though no souls are ever lost. Characters come and go here, but lessons, learned and not learned yet, make life on earth worth living. Each day is a potential day of growth, a potential garden of souls waiting to grow as strong as you, and join you one day in your ways of Mary and Jesus, forever altering lives in the most amazing and positive manner. This is why you came here. Chapter 4. The wind brings great change on a daily basis to some of you, and for others you fend it off, keeping some semblance of order in your lives for years and decades at a time. This is comfortable for some and seemingly secure. Now I wish to convey to you that there is great change in the air, and this directly involves you, those living within the house of truth. The old structures within the house of illusion are falling by the wayside, and there is great worry and trepidation. There is a wave of control and fear of others, like the world has not seen in quite some time. This is where we come in. This is our long-awaited moment, our chance to shine in the sun and teach others through example. Even through turmoil, we teach security. We teach the truth of knowing who we really are. and holding that knowledge for those caught up in appearances, caught up in the ways of the world. We are each aspects of God, thoughts of God, eternal and immortal. We walk lightly here, looking for opportunities to shine and to be of service. We teach one person at a time, and when they are ready, they take the helm. It's a wave of succession. You are each a Christ in your own community. What do you teach? Calmness in the face of uncertainty? Certainty in purpose? We are vehicles of service to the divine in all, and nothing other than that. We have shed our complex and ever-changing set of identities for the truth. We are each beams of light, walking around and lighting the path for those in darkness. You may have a name and a past, and yet none of it matters anymore. It was all part of the shell, the encasement. It's gone now, and was never really there to begin with. It served the separate will, which is gone by the wayside. Our will now is to serve with distinction, to demonstrate unconditional love in our own unique ways. We are the arms and feet and mouths of the Divine Spirit. We left separation and have rejoined the fold while still here. Not an easy feat, and one that has taken millions of years in the Earth School to accomplish. We left lessons and learning for knowing and being. We left identity and history for eternal glory that was right here all along. Chapter 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word went into action. Our actions to positively affect the world have been stymied by fear-based thoughts that became collective thoughts that became institutions. People are so afraid to question their schools, their churches, their banking systems, their entire way of life. This, my friends, is what I have so often referred to as illusions. None of this is based on love. And all of it is deeply rooted in fear. So, it is illusion. It is as simple as that, and as complicated as that. Illusion does not mean that humans are hallucinating. It is just that they have wrongly valued and miscreated. Nothing here is permanent or eternal. Hence, it is illusionary. This is the basic premise of A Course in Miracles. A second and equally strong premise from the first text is that of forgiveness. Understanding the totality of the human condition, and knowing that you yourself have made the same mistakes as your sister, allow you to release this pent-up energy and fall back into alignment with love, which is the juice and power of all true creativity. If you're going to be free to create with divine energy, you must rid yourselves of any traces of blame and non-acceptance. Imagine a world where there are thousands of 5 to 6 foot gods walking around. Having tended their own gardens, they are free to cultivate on nearby properties. With the owner's permission, of course. So many humans are stuck in old patterns. You could think of it as being stuck in the thick mud. They aren't able to blossom and shine. Their own thoughts trap their energy and tell them that they must do this, should do that, or shouldn't have done so and so. It's a trap that we must help our brothers and sisters to release when they're ready. Thoughts can be very much like security blankets. Show the world what it's like to live without a safety net, but with the security that love provides. Chapter 6. Good morning, brethren. My suggestion today is to find the sweetness in the meanest, most bitter people and bless that. This is the quality of the true self, and this is what we want to help cultivate and grow. You are each farmers in an important way, and you provide something that the sun, air, water, and food cannot. Those are for the body. You can give nutrition to the soul. Where does this nutrition come from? Remember the holy instant in A Course in Miracles? It grew from a pinpoint of light to full-bodied envelopment over time in each of your lives. It consumed the old you, and your true identity as a light worker for God took over the most egoic functioning. This is the light you spread wherever you go. To the library, grocery store, work, your gym, your kids' school, the downtrodden on your streets. There is nowhere this light is not needed and welcomed. Smile. Be present with others, and give them a gift they don't see coming. The gift of unconditional love and full acceptance of each one, and of their myriad life situations which are really learning or unlearning possibilities. Human society will and must fall apart for something new and exciting to take its place. The house of illusion and the house of truth won't coexist for long here. Guess which one will supersede the other eventually. Until then, there will be much turmoil. The house of illusion doesn't want to leave. Egos and the things they make can be incredibly strong and powerful. They're held in place by belief and the fear of not believing in them. You are a testament that you can live on the earth and not have any beliefs at all. Just solid knowings about the eternal world that you carry within you. You are nothing less than human angels, and you are in every city, every small town, and every rural area in the world. The Bible says to go forth and multiply. This is exactly what you are to do. Not by being evangelical, but by being present, still, and at one with your Creator. This is the concept of union taught in A Course of Love. We are taking over and creating a new earth, and no one knows what we are doing consciously. Unconsciously, collective egos are feeling threatened by something, and that something is coming from us. It is freedom and joy, the fruits of spirit. The old human ways of fear will have to pack their bags and go. There's a new sheriff in town. Things will never be the same again. We teach freedom from mind control and freedom of expression. This is what the world has longed to hear for thousands of years.